Good morning. All right. So we had the news. My trade that I was looking for last night for today was invalidated, but we do still have a very similar setup here on the higher time frame. Um, Here's SPY. We got relative equal all-time highs. We've already swept those slightly, but basically the same thing here on futures. Wanting these to be swept. Same thing with that's basically the same thing as yesterday, but on the higher time frame. And we're definitely going to create some SMT there. And we do still have a tiny bit of a fair value gap still to fill there. Other than that, on the 4 hour, we do have a full imbalance all the way into the order block here. So we have a reason to reject. Um, so yeah, I'll be watching for hopefully a smaller time frame SMT as this happens. Otherwise, um, not something I'd want to long, just because we did have that bearish outlook and bias, especially at these highs. So this isn't something I would trade long yet. If I was, I mean, I missed the long yesterday. That was the long, and I was in, and then I didn't take profits, and then I could have got back in, but didn't. So we got a bit of a fair value gap there. We also have one. We'll see how this candle closes, I guess, because this can be it's a little preemptive there. But yeah, we do have a shift forming. Russell has a clear fair value gap. Excuse me. Um, Clear fair value gap there, and then we also have relative equal highs up into there, and just smooth highs all the way up. So I don't think that. I mean, it might pause out here, but if it gets up into there, looks like Nasdaq is pushing up while ES is not, or at least it's being weak. Just letting you know. Keep a note of that. Just on the smaller time frame. We just opened, the market just opened, that's why. So we're getting a little bit of a push up. Yeah, YM all-time highs still. Um, yeah, so everything else now is on the smaller time frames. Keeping in mind if we do pull back before these areas are reached, then that might be a long. So, but I doubt that that's going to happen. Yeah, as you can see here, Nasdaq trying to push up here while ES doesn't, um, which is uncharacteristic of this whole move, where ES has been stronger. So that's interesting. Um, as for Nasdaq, there's nothing here besides similar to the Russell. Very smooth, very clean relative equal highs above, but they're much further away than these highs right here on ES. Um, I would like to see, not part of my strategy, but I think this would make kind of complete puzzle if VIX really started to pop here. So I'm just going to keep an eye on. Maybe I'll set an alert here. VIX can get above this high. Because that would be a pretty good signal to that shorts would be the play. So yeah, flow opened up. It's still bearish on the net QQQ. Still too early to tell what's happening, but yeah. Um, Issue here is, do I short before Nasdaq reaches this high and as ES sweeps its relative equal highs? Um, yeah, that's kind of the question. Because if it does take this out, it would invalidate it, but it is a clear draw on liquidity. But as we've seen, it's been creating relative equal highs and then dumping away from them before taking them out. So we I think that is the play there. We did get an SMT here on Dow Jones. So yeah, that to me that smaller time frame and on Russell at least is pretty clean. That long there was pretty at least a little bit valid. Let's look at a smaller time frame. So yeah, Russell here dipping down. We have a nice SMT there with the Dow Jones. Um, there is an SMT here, but it's not the SMT that I like to see. With, I mean, very much may give us a intermediate term move by all means, but with that bullish SMT on the YM, and then ES just created a bullish S&P there too. Just kind of let this work out. Gonna let this work out, and we already have alerts set for all my areas of interest. If anything, scalping Russell longs until ES takes out that sell side liquidity. That would be kind of the play. We just got a SMT long setup that just occurred there. ES took out the low, Nasdaq did not, but not something I would ever long. There, it's already invalidated, so wait, don't do that. Almost invalidated. I do think um, Nasdaq could come down here and frame a long, possibly. But the problem is, I don't like how. See, look, VIX is already rising a bit. I don't like how SPY took this out already, and I would prefer a much deeper move. So I think longs are actually the play, at least for short-term trading. Once we pass the open, maybe the PM session, we do have a lot of yellow folders today, 9:15 and 10 a.m. Oh wait, I guess we already got those. Sorry, yeah, 10 a.m. So there is a bit of a little bit more of a catalyst there on 10, especially since there's 3 of them. So that could be our next area for something to happen. Twenty more minutes till the 4-hour candle closes and confirms a shift here. Been rebalanced there on YM, but on Russell, it is very strong, but the shift isn't that clear though. Unless you go to maybe the 1 hour. 1 hour, not clear. But yeah. This YM SMT is, I think, the edge here. Lower lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So one could frame. Possible long here. We got the news low on ES. There we go, that SMT is working now. Why I'm gonna push probably much higher. It looks like everything is starting to catch that. Yeah. Technically, we do still have a fair value gap there. And on the 1 hour, very much more obvious. So that's interesting. This range still hold. Got that SMT there. The 1 minute. Fast. So we just took out some relative equal highs. Maybe we take out this low. Lows. Another low. We do have that wick there. Things are looking pretty bearish on the flows right now, but it is just kind of volatile, up and down. But puts are on top, and tide just flipped bullet or bearish. But it could just be a rejection. Looks like YM held, but I think it's still going to take that out. We go to the 4 hour. Yeah, we still have this fair value gap here. 18 more minutes. And then a bunch of 1 hours. So, interesting. Yeah, everything's still holding versus YM. Watch what happens on this push down. But still rising. Pretty choppy opening. Getting a bit of a market structure shift here if we can close this 15-minute. But yeah. This 15-minute close is bearish. We may get a shift here, so target would be pretty small. So yeah, Russell's coming down now. If you look at Russell, which would be a possible, I mean, it's already met its objective for my day trade. But I mean, this is totally gonna flip, stay bullish. So 1 hour, minute, 5 minute. It's not very clean. Lots of little gaps. I don't know why this contract isn't rolling to the next contract. Maybe this wants to tap into order block down here. Um, there, we got that sweep on the Dow. So we're holding now, and now we're moving back up. So we got the CE of this order block. Could try to risk that and get to push it back higher. Yeah, I think this is gonna be drive higher here. Could have one more dip down. We already tapped down into this order block on the 1 hour, and we're just do the same 15-minute. Just tap the CE of that. I'm going to take a small size, very small size trade. Oh, I just missed it. Oh, maybe we'll get an entry down. Puts just dumped. We just flipped bullish on the tides. All right, that's pretty choppy. I might be waiting for the 10 a.m. news. Get something happen. hate that this chart is not the right chart. RT. I know how to switch it on like manually on TradingView. All right, we're getting a move down here. So VIX not doing much. Yeah, just some choppy action. Like we're getting the move on the Russell here. Respected the CE of that order block, and then fully rebalance that candle now. I'm at 15. Maybe we get our push down now again. We rebalance this candle on this 1 minute. It would not long it anymore. Would want this to probably come lower if we rebalance this. Why I'm at that low again. Alright, Nasdaq's made a new low. That's characteristic though of what we should be seeing. YM. We are getting SMTs here with ES and Russell holding. But I could see ES coming lower. Pretty lackluster morning. So there you go. Russell respected that order block. Kind of tricky because of the differences in the charts, because this came down to the CE and then on my trading or my Tradebait chart it didn't. So, but either way, ES still holding. Nasdaq made a new low, and Russell really coming up. All right, so YM probably wants down. We got 8 minutes for this to be closed. We did this placement still like here. So there you go. There's the Russell move. Nice little trade there. I actually almost got in. I just working out the size, but then it left the zone I wanted to buy in down there. So, but that's fine. Not the risk reward that I usually take. But yeah, there you go. We are getting a shift here on NASDAQ. It can close. He's deeper on the 1 hour, but 15-minute. No, it's basically the same thing. Also with ES, not as clean, but we are getting close to some bearish price action. Yeah, so if NASDAQ continues this would be a 2022 model that I would take, especially if ES cracks the high and then still internal. That'd be money. So yeah, there we go. Everything's moving down now. Gonna let this play out until news. NASDAQ is into that possible buy area. There we go. There's that fair value gap. This is an inverse fair value gap with an order block here. And yeah, so if it came lower, possibly tag that. Honestly, I'd probably think that this might come internal because these relative equal highs. Flow isn't really signaling anything really clear. ES finally took out that low though. Looks like VIX getting a bit of a move there, but crazy. Funny how Russell's the strongest here, confirming the long bias. We got news in 4 minutes. But yeah, not my type of trading. Everything that I was looking for didn't happen. Yeah, there was a bit of a little Russell long there, but with the charts being different, kind of a sketchy one for me to be confident in. And yeah. So